The Source, WOCA.
All right, 13 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that interview. That was interesting. What a job he had, huh?
Oh, yeah.
All three of those. Actually, it was the other author was a lady, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the State of the Union address tonight. I have the notes that indicate the things that analysts expect the president to talk about. I think the president himself actually gave this information out. He is expected to talk about free community college tuition tonight. I'm going to go through all these and then I'll come back to the details. And your phone calls are welcome, by the way. He's going to talk about housing assistance. I'll give you the details in just a bit. Climate change. Part of the climate change portion of the State of the Union address will directly affect Florida. That's what they say anyway. He's going to talk about cyber security. Mm-hmm. And actually, to be honest with you,
I'm sorry, that was my mistake. I just, was, adjusting things. Made a mistake.
But to be honest with you, I mean, I know that sometimes, talk show hosts like to be absolutely against a president or absolutely for a president. I don't like to look at anybody that way. It doesn't matter if it's a dog catcher or the president of the United States. This one issue, I really hope the government does do something about our cybersecurity. I don't know who else would do it.
Well, he should listen to our show. The government should listen to our show. We've spoken to experts on that.
I'm sure they have their own experts. He's going to talk about Cuba, and he's going to talk about internet access as well. So let's go through these things.
Internet access. Okay.
Yeah, well, fast and affordable.
Yeah.
You heard that South Korea, where did I hear this on? I think I heard it on Clark Howard's show. South Korea has the fastest internet in the world, which is 100 times faster than ours. There's people like Jim George who know more about it than I ever will, who feels like, we don't really need it that fast. I don't know.
And you brought it up to that fellow that we interviewed from IBM, the head of the...
Yeah, that guy was way over my head. You actually understood him better than I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't even know what mainframe... I don't even know what mainframe means. Mm-hmm. See, he was talking... Well...
Yeah, no, I just...
Tangent, going on a tangent. I got 10 minutes to talk about this. Your phone calls are welcome. All right, free community college. How this will affect Florida, according to this, if community college is paid for by taxes, I don't like the word free because it's really not free.
No, it is not.
It is really paid for by taxes. So that's really the way to say this. It doesn't mean that you should be against it or for it because of that. It just means that it's not free.
Yeah.
It means that all those complaints you heard from people who didn't like paying school taxes at all. Who said, why should I pay school taxes? I moved to Florida with no children. My children are all grown and living in Pennsylvania or whatever.
Right.
Well, those same arguments will be heard. I'm just trying to tell you what to expect. I'm waiting for your opinions. I'm not giving mine. I may in some point here. But anyway, 500,000 Floridians who attend the state's 28 community colleges would benefit. The president wants to join with states to pay for 2 years of community college for students with at least a 2.5 grade point average. So at least there's a qualification there. The administration argues that by 2020, an estimated 35% of job openings will require at least a bachelor's degree. An additional 30% will require some college or an associate's degree. About 26.4% of Floridians who are 25 years old and older already have a bachelor's degree, and that's below the national average of 28.8%. So if community college was made by the federal government, something that is paid for by the U.S. taxpayer, which is what this is saying.
Yep.
Don't ever be tricked by that word free. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. We have plenty of good things that are paid for with taxes. I'm just telling you that free is a misspoken statement.
Yes.
Obama's idea expected to cost $60 billion. So tell me how the word free belongs in this.
It doesn't.
Obama's idea expected to cost $60 billion, already drawing criticism from Governor Rick Scott, obviously.
And the 2.5 average is too low in my opinion. If they're going to give it away, it needs to be higher than that.
Governor Rick Scott has pressed the state's public universities to keep tuition low, but is not convinced that Obama's approach is a sound approach. This is what the governor said. He said, in the long run, the president would likely save college students more money by holding the line on the rising cost of undergraduate and graduate school tuition instead of creating another government program. Hey,
Yeah.
kind of agree with Scott on that one.
I do too.
Okay.
Don't need any more.
Phone calls are welcome. You can make your opinions heard, and you can disagree with us. That's fine. The next one is housing assistance. And by the way, you can go back to a previous topic if you want to. I just don't have much time, so I'm trying to squeeze it in as much as possible. Under the plan that is expected to be talked about tonight, which actually goes back to last week, the Federal Housing Administration will reduce annual mortgage insurance premiums by 0.5 percentage point. Which, and you translate that, that's expected to save a typical first-time homebuyer about $900 a year. I'm going to keep this page out when Bob Kennedy is here.
Oh, good idea.
It'll save the typical first-time homebuyer about $900 a year in mortgage payments, or about $75 a month. Every little bit helps, right? Homeowners who refinance into the FHA mortgage will see similar reductions to their mortgage payments as well. It's not clear how many Florida home buyers might benefit, but nearly 445,000 state residents have FHA-insured loans, according to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. So
it's only for people with FHA loans, then.
yeah.
It sounds like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not across the board.
Right. The White House said the proposal has the necessary safeguards to prevent another crisis because it will mandate that mortgages are underwritten in a more sustainable manner. Okay, I don't know if I'm against that or not. That sounds like a good one. I don't know off the top of my head. Good morning, you're on the air. Are you there?
Yeah, I got to go along with Robin. If that could go 3.0 GPA, I would keep the investment solid there because, you got to have some kind of standards. I wouldn't say a 2.5 would be probably a good GPA to just give free education away for.
No, I agree.
Oh, good point. Yeah, good points.
I agree.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Thank you for the
It's
call.
An investment in education versus prisons, I guess. So, yeah, kind of for the idea. But you're right, it's not free. So
There you go.
Okay,
yeah.
guys.
Yeah,
Catch
thank you.
Later, then.
Thank you. I love those kind of calls because he got right to the point and made us understand where he stood.
Mm-hmm.
The phone number, if you want to call, 622-9622. I'll never get through all these, but that's okay. We can maybe save this for another time, especially after the address tonight. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. Like you guys said yesterday, the high school diploma, or I think alluded to, the high school diploma is no longer, is nothing. I mean, and what they're offering is a 2-year community college, which is not a graduate degree. I mean, it's just still 2 years is nothing. It's still not, it's an associate degree.
Right.
Not a bachelor's, not a graduate degree.
Right.
And, you need a 2-year, and now, anyhow, just to push food stamps or to to wash dishes practically. You got to have something. So I think the majority of the people need some kind of education, some kind of training. If nothing else, I think it should be expanded to not just community colleges, but also come back to the trade, vocational training for those who not qualify. Because if you don't have some kind of training, again, you're going to be nothing except unemployed, walking the streets, and crime goes up, et cetera, et cetera. All those kind of line.
That's true. Everybody doesn't have the same.
Effect.
Yeah, everybody doesn't have the same talents. But you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah, and other countries are already doing it. I mean, we're falling behind further and further. Our workforce is getting dumber and dumber and less trained. People, companies, advanced and modern companies are having harder time hiring people, finding qualified people. Germany already gives people their free education, and if we want to stay on the edge, we're going to have to do something, or else we're going to lose. We keep continue our brain drain, and so I think even though it's more taxes, but frankly, after all the money we gave away to the banks and the financiers and all that, the billions of dollars we gave in the past, almost $1 trillion, to save their butts. I think investing on ourselves $120, $150, $200 million in 10 years is nothing.
Right,
it's actually an investment.
Well, you've expressed your opinion well. Thank you. I appreciate that.
But
Maybe they should add 2 years to high school then. That would solve a
What's the
lot.
difference? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Be the same thing. Good morning. You're on the air.
I think we should fix our high schools before we start spending money on quote-unquote free college education. We've poured billions and billions into the Department of Education. Now they're starting to do Common Core. Let's fix our high schools, which we already pay for, and make that high school diploma worth something. And then when we get some money put away, instead of being $18 trillion in debt, then maybe we can start giving away free education.
Yeah, really.
This is just another government entitlement program, and the president wants to buy votes with it. It's the same old story.
Right.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I really think the governor had a really good point, though. I mean, if we're going to work on colleges, get the colleges to kind of put some kind of a cap on tuition. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
Hey, good. How are you?
All right. Yeah, I think we ought to have this more free education. I mean, we don't have enough entitlement in this country already as it is, so we need to start giving away more stuff.
I can hear it.
I agree with the last caller that we need to fix the problem at the root rather than trying to fix it in the middle of the river. I was a fortunate person that I actually quit high school and went in the Navy. And I finished high school in the Navy. I have a high school diploma from my high school, and went on to University of Arkansas, and got my degree in engineering, and am today self-employed and on my way to success, hopefully. Success isn't always, it's not a destination, it's a journey. So
it's a work in progress for me. Yeah.
We don't instill enough into, we really need to work at the core of the problem. The Asian people, the Chinese in particular that I can relate to, they build the idea of education. You don't go to, high school isn't the end of your education process. When they're in elementary school and they're already know that they're going to college, they're going to go to college, and that's just the way it should be.
I appreciate the call. We're up against the clock. I have to run, okay? But thank you. I appreciate your call.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370.